Well, hello, welcome back. I'm Claire. This is Purple Poppy. If it's your first time here, welcome. So, today is the first of our junk journal April. So, we do the monthly journal and we've just finished March and now we are doing April. So, I found this. It's a piece of patchwork. It's got some lovely spring bees in it. It's got some black and white fabrics and it's got this leaf fabric that you may remember seeing on a video that I printed. And if you flop it in half, that's pretty good journal cover size. So that's what I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be using it with this black and white wildflower black floral collage junk journal set from Cheryl Francis Art on Etsy. Obviously you can use whatever papers or kit you choose to use, and in case you don't have fabrics, I have as always uploaded into my Ko-fi page. Let me see if I can find them. What have I done with them? Some scans of fabrics. I can't find them now. Some scans of fabrics so that you can do this square pattern with paper should you want to. So as always, I'll leave my Ko-fi page details in the comments and you can pop over there and grab those for free. I always do free monthly papers with these monthly journals. So that said, although folded in half, this would basically take, you know, a half page. It's a little bit tight, so I'm going for tall and skinny. Okay, and that gives me plenty of room to build a spine and to wrap around my edge. Okay, I've also got this pretty lace napkin. It's got a stain on it, but then that's what happens with old things. And I am wondering if I could maybe, we'll see how we go, but I could maybe pop that in the middle, and then that will give me that lovely lacy edge around here. We'll see how we go. Anyway, so I'm going to be working to start with envelopes. Okay, again, you can use any papers that you want. If you don't want to use envelopes, oh, I've just found them. Here they are. So I scanned a pink pillowcase, a piece of old quilt, a couple of pieces of lace, 3 pieces of lace, and also some pink and blue pillowcase. So I thought you could easily use these two and maybe one of the laces, and that would create your patchwork for you if that's what you want to do, or you can use them any other way that you like. So that's what's in the Ko-fi. Okay, so as I say, I'm working to start with envelopes as my base. So move all that out the way. I've got this Cassell's family book that you've seen many times before, and I've got some Tim Holtz paper, and the reason I'm doing this is because I want to do 3 pieces to go behind these windows. Okay, so I'm going to use all the envelopes going the same way to make sure that all of my images are at the bottom. So I just want plain words. I don't want really any images for this. So I'm just going to tear this page out. How are you? Can you believe that we've done Easter? We're into April and time is just whizzing away with us, isn't it? Whizzing away is what's happening. Okay, so I've got those 2 pages and I've got this Tim Holtz paper. So what I'm going to do is work out roughly, so 1/2 is going to be enough. So I'm going to rip it between the sides, the way, you know, books are printed on 2 sides. That is definitely going to be enough for that. And actually, I think if we fold that in half, because these are quite, yeah, that's going to be enough. So I probably only needed the 1 page, but never mind. So we've got 1, 2, we only need 3. Okay, there's my 3. Now this, putting an image in a window envelope is nothing new. You've all seen it many times, I am sure. So 1, 2, 3, because we got 3 envelopes, and then this is the botanical coloured paper. You may have seen me recently painting it, colouring it in with watercolour. I think it looks lovely when that's done. Just makes it unique to you because the way you've coloured it. Okay, so I'm going to glue up, I'm going to use glue stick. Now normally I would use matte medium or a collard glue, and I would glue both sides of this collard paper to make sure that it's completely translucent. But for what we're doing here, make sure I get that up the right way. Don't want our writing upside down, Claire. For what I'm doing here, I'm not overly bothered to see completely through. I don't mind if we've got a little bit of masking going on. There we go. But just look how lovely it looks with that wording behind it. So that's that one. Really quick, really simple, but when you put it in here, if you can open the envelope, that is. Oh, for goodness sake. There we go. When you pop it in there, it's super effective. Look at that. Just beautiful. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So while we're doing it, let's just get these 2 done and then we can glue them all in place. So next one. That's that one. And then the 3rd one. So are you excited to be starting a new project? Are you going to be crafting along? Or are you just watching for inspiration? Really doesn't matter why you're watching. It's just great to have you with me. Okay, that's that one. Keep this little bit, might come in useful for something. Okay, so if I now glue down the other side, that's going to sit. I don't know why these are so hard to open on camera, that's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Right, open it up pop it in and press it down. And then all I'm going to do is run a strip of glue all the way along there, because I want it sealed up. I don't want it as an envelope or a pocket or anything like that. I want it sealed up. So that's that one. And then we'll do this one. And you'll notice I'm gluing the book page, not the collage paper, purely because I don't want to rip the collage paper as I'm doing it. So open it up, make sure you've got your writing going the correct way, because it'll look a bit weird. Poke it all the way into the corner. I mean, you don't have to have this collage paper, you can do this with absolutely any image. You know my philosophy, use what you've got. We've all got different supplies. Okay, so that's that one. A little bit of glue there. Well, it's been opened quite badly. Looks like hubby obviously opened this one. You can see the ones I opened, can't you? And then this one. That's because I know how precious they are for journaling or journal making. Okay, again, make sure the writing's upside down. It's more for me than you, because I know what I'm like. Pop that in there. We've instantly got 3 beautiful envelopes that we are going to be using. Whoops. We are going to be using as our bases for our journal. It's, in case you hadn't realised, it's going to be a trifold flip-flop type journal. I need to obviously decorate these envelopes, so I'm going to dive in to the kit, and I've got 1, 2, 3 pages out of the kit. So again, you know, whatever papers that you're using, I'm going to line it up at the top there. Okay. I have double printed because I never know whether or not I'm using them to stick down or as journal pages. So that's the size that we need to cut. So where is Stanley? Stanley and a blade. They always come as a pair. So down there, and then down there, and then this one is obviously going to go on to here, like so. Looks like, oh no, I thought I'd cut it wide, but I haven't. Lovely. But obviously we do need to work out where our box goes. So if you do a little line there, maybe come down a little bit if you don't want the curve, and you do a line there, and you move to the other side, lining it up at the bottom, and you do your line there, and you do your line there. You can take a line across there, gently, lightly, not too heavy, and across there. So you can see you've got your 2 lines, and then if you line it up widthways, you can lay your ruler onto the envelope and onto your paper, and you can do a little line there and a little line there. And now you can see that we've got this box. If we now cut this box with our knife, if you haven't got a knife, you can obviously start in the middle with a big cross and cut with scissors to there. So there. You went a bit far on that one. That bit of the pattern is a little bit dark. And then from there to, where is my line? I think that's it. And then from there to there, that piece will come out, and then you have very easily got a one-piece cover for your page. Okay, so just then take your rubber and take off the pencil lines, and that's that done for you. So now I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to put my stick glue. You can use wet glue, and if I wasn't on film I probably would, but because I'm filming I don't want it wet, so I'm using the stick glue because it's a dry glue. Okay, and then just take your paper, and I've printed this on the 120 navigator paper, and I've definitely not stuck that on there square, but hey ho, what's new. Okay, so look at that, and obviously we need to do the back as well, but that's just the standard piece, and I might put book page on that rather than more kit page, or I might turn it round to the back, because on the back, these front kits, the kit that's I've printed on the front, the black and white botanical from Cheryl Francis, but the backs are I think it's called Sewn Fabrics by Louise Heinzel. So that's a different thing altogether. You can see, look, it's this lovely stitched fabrics, so I might put that on the backs, might do something else. So remember, line it up, pencil line, pencil line, line it up, top and bottom, pencil line, pencil line, line it up, top and bottom, pencil line, pencil line, and then if you join them up, so on there, across there, on there, where is it, there, across there, and then I'll put it on our envelope like so, line up with your window, and then just do a line across your other two lines to create your box. Bring in your scalpel. As I say, if you don't work with a knife, you can just do a punch hole and then you can cut out from inside. Lost me cross point, there it is, and here and there, and that should pop out. There we go. And that's that one. Obviously we can use them for something later on, part of a journaling tag or something. Whoops, if you do get glue on there, it's very thin acetate, so it'll easily come off. And then we'll line this up, she says. You can see this hole, I've cut a little tiny bit bigger. Doesn't really matter. If you do that and it bothers you, before you stick it down, you can offer it up to make sure, and then you could ink around it. There you go, so that's 2. So then the last one here, and of course all these pieces are going to be used, so it's not a problem. They're not wasting anything. Okay, exactly the same principle. 3rd time lucky and all that. No, they've been fine, haven't they? So across there, over, across there, line it up there, and put your ruler. Oh, I haven't done these lines yet, have I? Look, I'm getting ahead of myself. So you need these lines, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay, here's those 2 lines. Line it up there, and then line it up. Come in a little bit if you want to make sure. And then find your stab point all the way down to your cross line, stab point all the way down, stab point. Oh, fortunately we don't want that bit. See, now that bit we do want, that is a problem. So we need to carefully take that piece out now. You see, you get warts and all on this channel. When it goes wrong, you know about it. It just proves that we're all human and things do go wrong. What about those pencil lines? Right, and obviously because it's still attached, we can stick that down and it shouldn't be a problem. Okay. And just stick that back. Okay, so we've now got our 3 front bases, okay, like that. Now for the backs, I'm just going to do book page, I've decided. So while I've been doing it, I've been thinking, so I'm just going to glue the whole thing like that. Got to put a bit of vintage in it, haven't we? And then lay that down like so. And now I'm just going to tear this off. There's that one. That one. There's trouble with this vintage paper. It does sometimes have its own thoughts of where it's going. So there you go. There's our background one. I don't really want that one because it's got pictures on it. So let me just quickly find 2 more that are just mainly words. There's one. And oh, that dog's face always makes me giggle when I see that. And there's another one. Okay. Right. Oh. So now, again, I'm just going to glue all of this. I'm going to offer this, make sure I've got the words going the right way. That would be a bit of an issue. Okay. I'm not sure if you've got 4 or 5 weeks this month. I'm guessing it's probably only 4. We don't often get 5 weeks, do we? I think it's usually March and September or something like that. Just trim those little bits off. Okay, and then right, I just trim that with scissors because it's too thin. It's not going to tear where I want it to tear. So that's that one. 1, 2, and now this last one. And then we need some fabric. Any old raggedy bit of cotton that you've got. Cotton, sari silk, calico, muslin, whatever it is you've got. You can tape them together to make, you know, your hinges and join them all as one, but I like fabric because if you use fabric it's always going to be stronger than any kind of tape, and you're going to be stitching through it. You can do tape and fabric if you want. So you could, for example, whoops, do tape now, and then later on you could add, no, you'll have to cut it. You could add fabric on top of the tape and maybe take it to the sewing machine and trim round it, whatever you're doing. So I think maybe for quickness and ease we will tape it now, because I've just realised that all my fabric's the other side of the room. So I'm going to put a bit of masking tape on here. I'm going to give myself a bit of a gap, not too much. What's that, about 2 mil, 3 mil, something like that. And then I'm going to use my trusty masking tape that's tearing off wrong. There it is. I'm just going to go all the way down there, turn it over and trim it. Okay. Just want to pick off that bit of second layer that shouldn't really be on there. Turn that over and stick that down. Okay. And then I'm going to do exactly the same to this one. Same sort of gap. Trim that off. And now I have got all three stuck together, and as I say, I will put fabric on there and stitch around all of it. So I'll put some fabric on there, stitch all the way round, stitch all the way round, another bit of fabric, stitch all the way round. Okay, but what we're getting is a right and a left. So when you go like that, we've got this one that opens that way, and then we can turn it over and this one opens that way. Or if you really want to, you can do it that way and go boom, boom, or boom, boom. I'm going to do it as a Z. If you want to, you can do it as a try. Now the only trouble with a try is it gives you less of a spine space. Okay, so I want it to go that way, like that. Now I did forget that I didn't need to actually decorate that back, because what I'm intending to do is put this on, I think, yes, put this on, and this will cover all that back stitching like that. And then this one there, I'm going to glue there. So you'll open this up, and this back one is going to be stuck. So you can open it that way and you can open it that way, but the back one is stuck down, it's not going anywhere. Okay, and that's going to look like that. It's exciting, isn't it? Well, I think it is. So let's get this stuck to that. I'm obviously going to stitch it, but I want to right, now let me think, because it's fabric. I'm going to take my pinking shears. I don't want those ones, I'm looking for the little ones, or the medium ones will do. I'm going to take my pinking shears and I'm just going to give it a trim all the way up to aid with it not fraying. Sorry, you can hear hubby on the phone. I told you many times before, it's because we both work from home. And that does happen occasionally. And obviously when I start my video, I don't necessarily know that his phone is going to ring or that he needs to make a phone call. Sorry, I think I haven't come in enough there. So just trimming this up. And even if you decide to do the patchwork in the fabric, in the paper that I've supplied of the scanned fabrics, and you've got fancy edge scissors or pinking shears, you can still do this snipped edge. I can see, look, it's just not straight. I'm sorry, I've got to do this because it's bugging me. There we go. As I say, you can do fancy edge to give the impression that your paper scans are fabric, even though they're not really. Right. So then just the top one now. And obviously you will have noticed that although the envelopes are the size that we want, the pages are much bigger. So there's going to be quite a lot of page trimming that we can do. So I'm going to turn this over. I really should have these lying a little bit flatter. It's where it's been screwed up in the drawer. So I'm just going to put some stick glue down here like so, and then we're gonna lay this on here. Actually, should we do it the other way round so we can see this way? Now this is actually square, as you can see, but this is a rectangle, so it's never going to work exactly, but that's fine. It's going to work enough for me. And if you don't have, you know, a little tablecloth or a tray cloth like this, then obviously you could just use a little bit of lace around the edge. Just want to stick that bit down because that's going to bug me. There we go. So obviously I'll take it to the sewing machine and I will stitch all the way around there. We've now got this attached, and now this one is going to go in there. Can't stick it down because again I want to put the fabric on and take it to my sewing machine and stitch all around. But you've now got an idea of what this month's journal is going to look like. And it may look very thin at the moment, but once we get a wad of papers as a signature there and a wad of papers as a signature there, it's going to really bulk up. I love these images with the collage paper. There's a little bit of a pencil line there, and I just think they're gorgeous. That one is actually a little bit crooked, but you know, you are on my channel, this is what happens. And then we've got the lovely vintage book pages there. So there you go. So if you're going to follow along, 3 envelopes, 3 images, whatever you like, papers to cover there and there, and then some kind of cover. I'm going this very soft cover because it's double fabric. It's going to be really flimsy, but this time round that's what I fancy, something really soft and flimsy with all this overhang. I absolutely love it. So when I see you next week, I have stitched round? I hope so, because I'm waiting for the repairman to come to my sewing machine. It needs a real good overhaul, so I'm not sure if he'll have been by then. I will have stitched all this. This was Cheryl Francis. I'll leave it in the comments. The papers are in Ko-fi if you want them. Take care. I will see you very soon. And there's a good start to the April Journal Monthly. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Ta-ta for now.